Fatherland videos. Today, we got a bonus book read on the weekend. I was feeling good, feeling so much of the positive energy, all the love. I decided to do a bonus read today, coming from the book Talk That Talk. Today's book read is edited by Linda Goss and Marion E. Barnes, with an introduction by Henry Louis Gates Jr., an anthology of African American storytelling. We're here on page 451, The Legend of Dolemite, retold by Mythology. My folks used to say that it was me, that I was the baddest one the world's ever seen. But that's not true, for there was one person better than me or you. So relax and sit tight while I tell you about a bad little boy named Dolemite. Now, Dolemite was born in San Antonio, and a bold, cold, bad little boy from the day he was born. From the time he came from the hospital till he was a man, Dolemite put everyone in a horrible jam. Now, why is that, you might say? Because Dolemite did everything his way. At the age of 1, he was drinking sodas with men. At the age of 2, he was eating bottles and sodas and came in. At 3, he could throw a stone farther than you could see. At 4, he could throw a tree. Whenever his mom tried to say grace, Dolemite said, "Hey, cool out, Mom. I'm running this place." When he was supposed to eat, Dolemite would be running in the street. When Dolemite supposed to sleep, Dolemite be ready to eat. No matter what his mom would say, Dolemite did everything his way. His mom said every day, Dolemite, you need to get yourself together and do right. And Dolemite would look and say, Mom, you want to fight? Don't talk to your mom that way, Aunt Mabel said one day. Treat her with love and respect, Aunt Mabel said Dolemite. I don't have to listen to you. And if you don't get quiet, I'm going to pop you with my shoe. Well, Aunt Mabel told Dolemite's uncle about what he said. His uncle's eyes got blood red. He said, let me get over there and see how he's treating his mom. Let me go over there before the little guy goes too far. So Dolemite's uncle, Jam, came over. He said, Dolemite, you better straighten up and treat your mother right. 'Cause if you keep on with your mistreating, I'm gonna beat you till your heart stop beating. Now, Dolemite had been on the living room floor playing. He looked at his uncle and said, Uncle, I don't hear nothing you saying. That made Dolemite's uncle real mad. He took off his belt and started twirling it into place. But Dolemite grabbed it and pushed it to his uncle's face. His uncle ran out and shouted for help. He knew now Dolemite needed more than a belt. So all the men of San Antonio came out that night to see what they could do about that little boy called Dolemite. It took 100 of the baddest, the fattest, the ugliest men in town to go in there and hold Dolemite down. They took him to jail, held him without bail. The judge said, Dolemite, we're gonna hold you here until you say, I'm sorry. Is that clear? Dolemite said, Hey, Judge, I'm not saying it tonight. And if you get out of here and meet me, go on fight. The judge said, 8 years. Lock him up tonight. It was 8 long years. Nothing but water and bread. The average boy would have long been dead. But not him, not Dolemite. For it was just as I say. Dolemite did everything his way. His mom would visit him every other night. She would say, Dolemite, you need to get yourself together and do right. One day, the sheriff came up and said, Dolemite, we gonna do you a favor. We gonna open the door, give you $1 and 1 good meal if you promise to leave us alone and get out of the city of San Antonio. Dolemite said, Okay, Sheriff, I'll take your $1, your 1 good meal, and as soon as I fight you, I promise to leave. Is it a deal? So the sheriff opened the door. Dolemite knocked him out right on the floor, took the $1 and the 1 good meal, but didn't keep the rest of the deal. Started beating up everyone in San Antonio. Beating up everyone till that moment. For it was just as I say. Dolemite did everything his way. Beat up the bus driver for not saying please. Kicked a man from trying to sneeze. Beat up a puppy for trying to bite. Kicked a lady for saying, that's not right. Dolemite will beat anyone, any day. He wanted everything his way. One day he said, I'm going over the Tennessee way. It came on the news that night. The announcer said, watch out, for fire bombs and that bad boy Dolemite. Dolemite started walking, came to a stream. Hey, move, said Dolemite. Move. The stream creamed. Yes, sir, Mr. Dolemite. And made the biggest path you ever seen. Next, Dolemite came to some mountains. Mountains? He said. What y'all gonna do? They said, we're gonna park, Mr. Dolemite, and let you on through. Roads jumped, rocks rolled, trees moved away. There was nothing that Dolemite couldn't sway. Until he came to Kentucky. There he found right on the street a boy named Two Gun Pete. Move, said Dolemite. I'm going past. You move, said Pete, and make it fast. You want to fight? Said Dolemite. Pete said, hey, you got that right. Dolemite grabbed Pete, and Pete grabbed Dolemite. They started twisting, punching, turning around. But for one whole day and night, neither could punch the other down. Neither would fall to the ground. They punched, they kicked, they hit, but neither would win, even a bit. Dolemite finally jumped up in the sky. He said, let's see if you could jump this high. Pete did, jumped on a cloud, and tried to push Dolemite down. The fight started again, but those two never came back to the ground. From that day to this, they still up in the air, fighting on the clouds, just about anywhere, pushing and jumping and punching and thumping. You can hear them, especially on the warm summer nights. That thunder you hear is Pete fighting that bad little boy named Dolemite.